I'm back with another video. This is another episode of Every Album Ranked. For this episode, I'll be ranking the albums by Fear Factory since I already reviewed all of them. Keep in mind that this doesn't reflect anyone else's opinion, it's just my personal opinion. With that out of the way, let's get on with the list. Starting out the list is Transgression from 2005. It's quite obvious I picked this as the band's weakest album since most people agree that it is. Christian Old-Wilbers has owned it, and who can blame him? There are some songs from these sessions that have yet to be released. Now, the band went on hiatus in 2006 and got back together in 2009. Next up is Hate Files from 2003. This is a compilation of various B-sides, rarities, and remixes from the band. The only reason why I put it so low is because it doesn't really hit the same way as some of their other albums. Perhaps the best thing about it is that it includes the song Terminate, which was made for the game Terminator Dawn of Fate. The next album is Archetype from 2004. This was the band's first album without founding guitarist Dino Cazares. The song Archetype was even written as a diss track towards him. Dino said on Twitter that this album, along with Transgression, will never get reissued because he didn't perform on either of them. Next on the list is Concrete from 2002. This is the band's demo album that was recorded in '91. Ross Robinson actually sold the master tapes to Roadrunner Records, which pissed off Burton C. Bell because Ross sold the tapes without the band's permission, even though Dino was glad the album was released. Moving up, we have Soul of a New Machine from '92. Everyone who is familiar with the band knows that this is their debut album, and when they started warning us about the dangers of AI, Christian Old-Wilbers even said in an interview that this is a concept album, so I'm counting it as such. The next album on the list is Mechanize from 2010. This marked the comeback for the band and was their last album with Byron Stroud on bass. It really did feel like a breath of fresh air after the disappointment that was Transgression 5 years earlier. Moving forward, we have Reindustrialize from 2023. This is technically a remaster of The Industrialist from 2012. I said in my review that this is a concept album, and their first since 2001's Digimortal. I still think it's an improvement over Mechanize. The next album is Genexus from 2015. It's another concept album, and their first with Tony Campos and Mike Heller as members of the band. I stated in my review that it was actually Dino who played bass on the album, despite the fact that Tony appeared in the music video for Dielectric. Moving up, we have Aggression Continuum from 2021. This was the band's last album with Burton C. Bell and Mike Heller, even though Burton's vocals were recorded in 2017. The album still turned out great regardless. This is also what my latest album review was on. The next album is Digimortal from 2001. This was the third part in a trilogy of concept albums, despite the fact that the band initially didn't want to make another concept album. It is a great album despite how dystopian the ending is. The runner-up is Obsolete from '98. This is the third concept album from the band, and it serves as the sequel to Demanufacture. It does have more elements of groove metal compared to the band's first two studio albums. And I still think it's a great album overall. There is one Fear Factory album in particular that I think is even better. And this is it. My number one pick for the best Fear Factory album is, of course, Demanufacture from '95. You probably knew from the start that I was going to put this at number one. It is universally regarded as the band's best album, and I completely agree. Hell, I'd even go as far as to call it one of the best albums of the '90s. And most of the songs on the album were featured in the game Carmageddon. So that's my ranking for the albums by Fear Factory. I know that not everyone will agree with my rankings, but I don't give a shit. I know I excluded Remanufacture and Recoded, but those are remix albums and I don't have them. Now, as part of my question you, what do you think of my rankings for the albums by Fear Factory? Which of their albums is your favorite? Which one is your least favorite? How would you rank their albums? What are you expecting from the band going forward? Let me know in the comments. If you liked the video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to press the notification bell to notify of future videos. Thanks for watching, and album reviews will resume next time.